Okay, I've entered the PAL codes and disengaged the safety device. We can launch anytime.
There's still no response from Washington. It looks like we'll have to show them that we mean business.
Should I set it for Cherniton, Russia?
No, there's been a change. The new target is Lopnor, China.
Why, boss?
I'm sure neither you nor Mr. Golukovich would really like to see a nuclear bomb dropped on your motherland, right?
Liquid. But why? There's nothing there.
Wrong. It's a nuclear test site.
A nuclear test site?
If we nuke a major population center, the game's over. But a nuclear explosion at a test site can still be concealed from the public. Meanwhile, Washington will be worried about the retaliatory strike from China.
That'll probably mean top-secret talks between both countries' leaders.
Of course. And in the process, the President will be forced to divulge the existence of a new and highly destabilizing nuclear weapon to the Chinese. What do you think that will do to the US's reputation? Or the President's?
And with the CTBT, that means that China and India... I see.
Yes. When the other countries hear about this new weapon, they'll all want to contact us. Washington won't be very happy when we start selling their own system to the highest bidders. Yes, the President will break. He will give in to our demands.
Big Boss's DNA and $1 billion.
$1 billion? That money will be used to cure our genome soldiers as well. I'm also including the Fox-Die vaccine in our demands.
Fox-Die? It killed Octopus and the Armstech President. So it's true that it affects older people first. Mantis might not have been affected because he wore a mask.
Wolf wasn't infected either. Perhaps due to those tranquilizers she always took.
Something to do with the adrenaline level in the blood. Or maybe it's just because this Fox-Die was still experimental and they haven't worked out all the bugs yet.
In any case, have you heard from your friend, Colonel Sergei Golukovich, at the Spetsnaz?
He still has doubts about the ability of Metal Gear. He said we can talk after Metal Gear's test launch is successful.
He's a very prudent man.
There's nothing to worry about. The Colonel wants Metal Gear and a new nuclear weapon so bad he can taste it. If Russia wants to regain its position as a military superpower, they need to reinforce their nuclear arsenal. They need a nuclear weapon that can't be intercepted. Metal Gear will allow them to gain first strike capability over the rest of the world.
Their regular army is in shambles, and they think they can restore their country's military power with nuclear weapons? Golukovich, he's no warrior. He's a politician.
Well, he's the one who gave us the Hind and most of our other heavy firepower.
He's got over 1,000 soldiers under his command. If we join forces, we could put up quite a resistance here. Since Mantis died, the genome soldiers' brainwashing has started to wear off. I'm worried about the men's morale. An alliance with the Russians would boost that as well.
What are you saying?
We're not going anywhere. We're going to dig in here.
We could still escape.
We've got the most powerful weapon ever made, and we're about to ally with Golukovich's forces.
Are you going to fight the whole world?
And what's wrong with that? We can launch a nuclear warhead at any target on this planet. A nuclear warhead invisible to radar. And on top of that, this base is full of spare nuclear warheads. Once we get the DNA and the money, the world will be ours!
What about your promise to Colonel Golukovich?
I have no interest in the revival of Mother Russia.
You're not thinking of revival.
I love this bit.
Boss's dream.
From today, call this place Outer Heaven.
Big Boss.
So dramatic, the way the music and everything
But
starts.
boss-
That's great.
You're not worried about the PAL being overridden. If the code is in it again, it'll be deactivated.
No need to worry. The DARPA chief and the Armstech president are both dead.
Does Snake know how the override system works?
You interrogated him, don't you know?
He didn't have any keys on him.
Good. Then no one can stop Metal Gear now.
By the way, what should we do with that woman? Want me to kill her?
Let her live. She's Campbell's niece, and Snake cares for her. We'll keep her as our ace in the hole.
Meryl, she's alive.
I found Baker's top secret files.
Great job.
How's it going there?
They've finished inputting the PAL codes. So how do we deactivate them?
Okay, you see the override system that the President was talking about. It can also be used to input the detonation codes. You see, if you insert the keys when the warhead is active, you deactivate it. And if you insert them when it's inactive, it becomes activated. And you can only use the keys once.
Only once, huh?
Yeah, you better get started. We don't have much time.
But it takes 3 keys, right? I've only got one of them.
Hold on a minute. You see, that's the trick. You already have all 3 keys.
What are you talking about?
The card key is made of a shape memory alloy.
Shape memory alloy?
Yes. It's a material that changes shape at different temperatures. The key is made out of it.
This card key?
Yeah. The card key changes shape at different temperatures.
So this key is actually 3 keys in one. Clever.
Can you see the input terminals in the center of the control room?
I see them.
Those 3 laptop terminals are for the emergency input. There should be a symbol on each screen. Each symbol corresponds to a different key. Input the keys in order from left to right. The left one's for the room temperature key. See the symbol? Next to that goes the low temperature key. The one on the right is the high temperature key.
Okay, I got it. First, I change the shape of the card, and then I input them in order, right?
That's right. All you do is insert the card keys. After you insert the key into the module, a hard disk reads the information contained on it. Once you've finished with all 3 terminals, the code input process is complete. But here's the thing. You can only use the key 3 times. It's an emergency system. It's only meant to be used once.
The world is riding on that key, Snake.
Who's that?
Damn! The key fell in the drainage ditch.
Snake! This is bulletproof glass. There's no way in. I'll enjoy watching you die.
Snake, you've got to get that key.
Okay, now we begin probably my least favorite part of the game. Every time I think about replaying this game, this is the bit which kind of makes me question whether or not I actually want to replay the game. There's a lot of backtracking, it's pretty tedious. As I climb up and down these ladders like 5 times as well. Or actually, I think it's 6 or 7 times, which is pretty annoying. At least Articon isn't calling you every 5 seconds, like the first time we went up. Okay, so 2 different things can happen here. We have to retrieve the keycard, but where the keycard actually went, it's random. 2 things can happen here. We'll see which one it is now. I think this is a bomb, this thing? Yes, okay. One of those cool little tricks.
Snake, did you find the
It's the
key?
rats. I knew
No,
it.
it's not here.
Don't be ridiculous. You saw it fall into the drainage ditch, didn't you? The drainage ditch. Isn't there something odd about it?
No. There are a lot of big rats, though.
That's it, Snake. A rat must have eaten it.
Now who's being ridiculous?
No, I'm right. There's no other possibility. Rats eat all sorts of things. There's nothing unusual about that.
Okay, so either the keycard just falls in the water and you can just pick it up, it's that easy, and you're done with it. Or this happens and a rat eats it. So now I have to bait the rat out of the vents, basically, and then kill it. I think you can blow it up with a claymore, or you can use a sniper rifle. I'm not sure where the rat is right now. First thing we gotta do is bait it out to the vent, which in itself takes a little while sometimes. Wait. No, I thought I saw it on the radar. Never mind. It's gotta be around here on the right. No? It's not showed up on the radar. Ah, there it is. Just wait for it to come out that vent. The thing is, if I miss it now, I'm gonna have to wait for it to crawl all the way back. You only get a certain amount of time before it goes back inside the vent, and then you'll have to wait for it to come out. Which takes a while. Better get this ready. Steady the aim. No, don't scare it off, yes. I almost scared it back off into the vent. That's a close one. Now I gotta go all the way back up the ladders. As if climbing up the ladders all the time wasn't annoying enough, you also have to worry about these cameras. So every single time you come back to this room, you have to use the chaff grenade. It's just really tedious. I hate this part of the game.
PAL code number 1 confirmed. Awaiting PAL code number 2.
Okay, that takes care of PAL code number 1. Now PAL number 2, freeze the key.
And once again, you have to throw another chaff grenade to leave the room. I think there's a ration over here. No? I can't remember if that guard spawns on the catwalk. The one I always kill with a sniper rifle. Hopefully not. Yeah, he does. Although it's pretty obvious, I have to go back to the Raven boss fight room, whatever you want to call it. Okay, now we just go wait around in this room until the card freezes. The thing is, it's not even that far to travel. Like, after I've put the card back into the computer, I have to run back to the room with all the lava, the magma, whatever it was. Which is self-explanatory, I mean, I don't think I have to say that out loud, it's pretty obvious. But it's not even that far to travel, but it's just going up those ladders is really slow and tedious. And there's several points where you have to throw a chaff grenade, wait for it to blow up before you know, to scramble the cameras. I just find that really tedious and boring, having to wait for all of that. And also the elevators as well. When I have to go back to heat the key up, I have 2 elevators to go up. And it's just... it takes too long, man. It's just...
PAL code number 2 confirmed. Awaiting PAL code number 3.
Okay, there goes PAL code number 2. Next comes PAL number 3. Warm the key.
Now, I think I've said that the only way the GameCube version of this is better than, well, this version is through the Psycho Mantis boss fight music. The music is great. That's the only way the GameCube version is better. But actually, there's one other thing which is better about the GameCube version. Is basically, right now I obviously have the backtrack to heat up the key and freeze it. But in the GameCube version, you can either do what I'm doing right now and backtrack to change the temperature of the key. But apparently there's pipes right next to the, well, up here on the catwalks, there's these pipes which blast out cold air and boiling hot steam. And you can just use them to cool or heat up the keycard. I've never played the GameCube version, this is just what I've heard, but that sounds amazing. I mean, who wouldn't want to skip this backtracking? Especially with all these ladders and cameras and chaff grenades you have to throw. I haven't even played the GameCube version, but I'm saying this version is better. I think pretty much everyone thinks that though. Like, maybe I shouldn't judge the game, maybe I should play it before I judge it. But from what I've seen, I haven't like watched the whole entire playthrough of it or anything like that. But from what I've seen, it looks, well, it looks pretty bad. Well, really, the only problem really is the cutscenes and the fact that they added the ability to shoot from a first-person perspective. That obviously ruins a lot of the challenge. But from what I have seen, I'm just thinking there's no way the GameCube version can be better than this. But having said that, it is something I do want to play one day. I'll check it out one day. I'm just way too curious. I have to. If anything, you can laugh at the cutscenes, because from what I understand, or from what I've seen, the cutscenes in the GameCube version, they are like overly dramatic. You always have Solid Snake doing these like Matrix-styled kind of jumps during the boss fights. Miller?
Snake, we're not paying you to be
Oh.
a scarecrow, you know.
Miller does call you in a moment. Might call you on the next elevator, maybe? Oh, never mind.
Snake, it's about Naomi Hunter.
Then you should talk to the Colonel. He's looking into it.
Turn your monitor off.
Okay, it's off. No one else can hear us. Go ahead.
Sorry, but I didn't want the Colonel to hear.
Okay, so what's up?
I've got a good friend in the Pentagon.
Yeah?
He's the one who told me about it. It looks like the DIA recently developed a new type of assassination weapon.
An assassination weapon?
Snake, have you ever heard of something called Fox Dye?
No. Fox dye. Liquid and the others were talking about it.
Yeah, it's some kind of virus that targets specific people. I don't know all the details, but
What are you trying to say?
it's too similar.
What is?
The cause of death. Didn't the Arms Tech president and the DARPA chief, I mean, Decoy Octopus, die of something that looked like a heart attack?
Yeah?
Well, apparently Fox Dye kills its victims by simulating a heart attack.
No. You're telling me that Naomi was behind it?
Snake, try to remember. Did Naomi give you some kind of injection?
The nanomachines.
She was in the best position to have done it, but I don't know what her motive was.
Does the Colonel know?
I'm not sure. But he's
After that revelation, I love watching the debriefing
I'll ask him myself.
that you can view on the main menu, because it shows Naomi injecting Snake at one point. So it's just cool kind of watching that after you find out the truth right here. So when you watch the debriefing again and you see her inject Snake with the syringe, you're thinking, yeah, that's Fox Dye. It's just one of those cool little things.
What kind of interrogation?
Well, I'd like to avoid the rough stuff, but we don't even have any sodium pentothal here.
Call me if you find out anything.
So it's true, isn't it?
Naomi. I can't believe it.
That means the Fox Dye vaccine must be around somewhere.
Listen, I've got bigger things to worry about.
But Snake, you might be infected too, you know.
All I can do is leave it up to the Colonel.
Just going up these elevators, so tedious. Why can't they just be rooms with doors? The thing is, even when you press the button for the elevator, you have to wait through this little... well, just this, and it's just... get on with it. I mean, the first time is obviously not so bad because you're just going down an elevator, you don't know what's coming. But when you're backtracking, you're just waiting and it's just, you know, it's like, come on, just, what's the point of this? Like, I'm not being unreasonable here, right? This isn't just me being impatient, this is perfectly, like, valid. Like, no one enjoys this backtracking on this bit. And I'm someone who doesn't really mind the backtracking earlier on in the game when you have to get a sniper rifle. Like, I don't even mind that. I'm fine with that. It's just these elevators and ladders. While I'm waiting for the PAL keycards to heat up, I might as well just go through this area. I don't think there's any items here which are worth my time. It's just ammo. That's probably a chaff grenade. I want that. Oh yeah, actually I really will want chaff grenades. I just remembered that the fight with Rex is coming up. Almost walked into the lava. Yeah, you want plenty of chaff grenades for the Rex fight. That's really the last time you'll ever use chaff grenades in the game. Oh, that looks tricky. Is there any way to get that ration, or is it just a trick? I know Metal Gear Solid 2 has a similar thing with the ration. It places a ration on a broken stairway, which is hanging off a bridge at the very end of the stairway. And if you try to grab the ration, the stairs just collapse and you fall to your death. Kojima's cruel like that. Or whoever. Like, everyone always talks about everything in the Metal Gear Solid games as if Kojima's directly responsible for it. Of course, there's a team of people behind these games, so he's not responsible for everything. Like, we always tend to forget that, I think. Now, when I died, did those chaff grenades count? The ones I picked up from this room? Over there? Nope, I can still see them. Let's go get him again. One time as a kid I took too long getting back to the computer room after I heated up the keycard. And I was disappointed to find out that if you spend too long, the keycard returns to normal room temperature. So after getting back to the computer room I was like, oh god. And I had to go all the way back to the room with the magma. I was pretty pissed. Needless to say, I make sure I don't take my time from now on when I'm getting back to that room. One more call for Miller and we can get back to the computer room without any more interruptions.
Snake, can you hear me? It's Naomi.
Naomi? What the hell?
Campbell and the others are busy right now. I'm on a different codec.
Naomi, is what the Colonel says true?
Yes, but not everything I said was a lie.
Who are you?
I don't know myself. I don't know my real name or even what my parents looked like. I bought all my identification, but my reason for getting into genetics was true.
'Cause you want to know yourself, right?
That's right. I want to know where I came from, my age, my race, anything.
Naomi.
I was found in Rhodesia sometime in the 80s, a dirty little orphan.
Rhodesia? What's now known as Zimbabwe?
Yes. Rhodesia was owned by England until 1965, and there were lots of Indian laborers around. That's probably where I got my skin color from, but I'm not even sure about that.
Naomi, you're too worried about the past. Isn't it enough to understand who you are now?
Understand who I am now? Why should I? No one else tries to understand me. I was alone for so long, until I met my big brother. And him.
Your big brother?
Yes. Frank Yeager.
What?
He was a young soldier when he picked me up near the Zambezi River. I was half dead from starvation, and he shared his rations with me. Yes, Frank Yeager. The man who you destroyed was my brother and my only family.
No. Gray Fox?
We survived that hell together, Frank and I. He protected me. He's my one connection. The only connection I have to my past.
And he brought you back to America?
No. I was in Mozambique when he came.
Who is he?
Big Boss?
You mean Big Boss?
Yes. He brought us to this land of freedom, this America. And then he and my brother went back to Africa to continue the war. And that's when it happened. You killed my benefactor and sent my brother home a cripple. I vowed revenge and joined Foxhound. I knew it was my best chance to meet you, and I prayed for the day that I would.
So, were your prayers answered?
Yes. I waited 2 long years.
To kill me? Is that all you cared about?
Yes. That's right. 2 years. You were all I thought about for 2 long years. Like some kind of twisted obsession.
Do you still hate me?
Not exactly. I was partly wrong about you.
What about Liquid and the others?
I'll have my revenge on them too.
Naomi, you didn't kill that doctor too, did you? The one that used Gray Fox for his genome experiments?
Dr. Clark? No. That was my brother. Afterwards, I covered it up and helped him hide out.
So that ninja, I mean Gray Fox, he's come here to kill me?
I don't think so. I think he just came here to fight you. I wasn't sure before, but now I think I understand. A final battle with you. That's all he lives for. I'm sure of it.
Fox? No. Naomi, tell me something.
About Fox Die? Fox Die is a type of retrovirus that targets and kills only specific people. First, it infects the macrophages in the victim's body. Fox Die contains smart enzymes created through protein engineering. They're programmed to respond to specific genetic patterns in the cells.
Those enzymes recognize the target's DNA?
Right. They respond by becoming active and using the macrophages. They begin creating TNF-epsilon.
Huh?
It's a type of cytokine, a peptide which causes cells to die. The TNF-epsilon is carried along the bloodstream to the heart, where they attach.
All you need to say is that it causes a heart attack. This is like...
And then they cause a heart attack?
Yeah.
The heart cells suffer a shock.
Like, we're going into a lot of detail here.
Apoptosis. Then, the victim dies.
Apoptosis? You mean the heart cells commit suicide? Naomi.
What?
I do like the idea behind Fox Die, though.
Program that thing to
I mean, it almost sounds real, like a real thing that could happen.
Do I still have
Not
time?
quite. I mean, I'm not...
Naomi.
I don't know, you know, I don't study biology or anything like that, so...
Yet.
I'm not an expert on this stuff, but it almost sounds real to me.
Listen, Snake. I'm not the one who made the decision to use Fox Dye.
Huh? You weren't?
No. You were injected with Fox Dye as a part of this operation. I just wanted to let you know that. No, that's not the whole truth.
Huh?
The real thing I wanted to tell you was... Snake, I...
Hey, what are you doing?
Snake!
Naomi!
Snake, I can't allow Naomi to make any more unauthorized transmissions.
What?
Naomi's been removed from this operation.
What happened to Naomi? What did she mean when she said that Fox Dye was a part of this operation? Colonel, let me talk to her.
I won't. She's under arrest.
Colonel, you double-crossed me.
Snake, there's no time for that. Right now, your job is to stop Metal Gear. Okay, Snake?
Another thing about this whole heating up the keycard and freezing it, this whole temperature changing thing, and having to backtrack to do it. This was actually something which was in Metal Gear 2 as well, and is equally as annoying in that. Oh, actually, I think it was worse in Metal Gear 2. I actually had quite a bit of trouble, because in Metal Gear 2, from what I remember, they don't give you much time to run back and forth after you've heated up the keycard. So I remember the keycard kept on returning to room temperature before I could get back to the destination. Took me a while. If I remember right, I was doing something wrong actually. I think I was heating up the keycard at the wrong location or something. I haven't played Metal Gear 2 in a while. The last time I played it was last year. But I was doing something wrong with it. I ended up wasting about 2 hours. It took me like 2 hours to get past the keycard temperature stuff in that game. The final time I'll ever have to walk down this catwalk. Thank God. And I'll have 15 chaff grenades to fight Rex. I think that's enough. I can do that. Oh no, I'll have 16 actually, yeah. Of course. Here we go.
Palcode number 3 confirmed. Palcode entry complete. Detonation code activated.
No, why?
Ready for launch.
I deactivated
Here
it.
comes the famous twist that everyone loves.
Thank you, Snake. Now the detonation code is completed. Nothing can stop Metal Gear now.
Master, what's going on?
You found the key, and even activated the warhead for us, too. I really must express my gratitude. Sorry to have involved you in that silly shape memory alloy business.
What are you talking about?
We weren't able to learn the DARPA chief's code. Even with Mantis' psychic powers, he couldn't read his mind. Then Ocelot accidentally killed him during the interrogation. In other words, we weren't able to launch the nuclear device, and we were all getting a little worried. Without the threat of a nuclear strike, our demands would never be met.
What do you mean?
Without the detonation codes, we had to find some other way. That's when we decided you might prove useful, Snake.
What?
First, I thought we might get the information from you, Snake, so I had Decoy Octopus disguise himself as the DARPA chief. Unfortunately, Octopus didn't survive the encounter, thanks to Fox Dye.
You mean you had this plan from the beginning, just to get me to input the detonation code?
Huh? You didn't think you made it this far by yourself, did you?
Who the hell are you?
In any case, the launch preparations are complete. Once the world glimpses the power of this weapon, the White House will have no choice but to surrender the Fox Dye vaccine to me. their ace in the hole is useless now.
Ace in the hole?
The Pentagon's plan to use you was already successful in the torture room. Snake, you're the only one who doesn't know. Ah, poor fool.
Who are you anyway?
I'll tell you everything you want to know. If you come where I am, that is.
Where are you?
Very close by.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
Campbell, you're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. But Mei Ling said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to...
Me, dear brother.
Liquid, how the...
You've served your purpose. You may die now.
Probably one of the best reveals ever in a game. I'm just gonna wait for Otacon to release us.
Bulletproof glass. You can't break it with an ordinary weapon.
Can't you open the security lock here?
I'll try. Just hold on for a minute.
It might be absolute bullshit, but I think I read somewhere that the whole thing about you having to backtrack to change, to change the temperature of the key. It's, it's really tedious and bullshitty that you have to backtrack to do it. But apparently, I swear somewhere I read that Kojima did it on purpose. It was supposed to be some sort of social commentary on how the player will do anything they asked of in a game, regardless of how ridiculous it is. It might be bullshit, but I think I read somewhere that that's what Kojima was trying to do with the whole backtracking thing. It was supposed to be some sort of social commentary. I don't know if it's just nonsense or what, but that's what it was apparently. Okay, and here we go. We're entering the final stretch of the game here. 2 boss fights to go.
Liquid!
Snake! Did you like my sunglasses? You'd point a weapon at your own brother?
Why did you disguise yourself as Master?
So I could manipulate you more easily. And you performed quite well, I must say. Although the boys at the Pentagon are probably saying the same thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Following orders blindly with no questions asked, you've lost your warrior's pride and become nothing more than a pawn, Snake.
What?
Stopping the nuclear launch, rescuing the hostages, it was all just a diversion.
A diversion?
The Pentagon only needed for you to come into contact with us. That's what killed the Arms Tech president and decoy octopus.
You don't mean...
That's right. You were sent here to kill us so they could retrieve Metal Gear undamaged, along with the bodies of the Genome soldiers. From the beginning, the Pentagon was just using you as a vector to spread Fox dye.
Fox dye? It can't be. Are you telling me Naomi was working with the Pentagon?
They thought she was, but it seems that Dr. Naomi Hunter couldn't be controlled so easily.
What?
We've got a spy working in the Pentagon. He reported that Dr. Hunter altered Fox Dye's program just before the operation, but no one knows how or why.
I wonder... Maybe they arrested her so they could find out the answer to that.
No doubt. But I had no idea she was motivated by such petty revenge. We still don't know what changes she made to Fox Dye's program. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I've already added the Fox Dye vaccine to my list of White House demands.
There's a vaccine?
There must be, but that woman is the only one who really knows. Anyway, it might prove to be unnecessary.
Why's that?
You were successful in coming into contact with all of us, so we must have all been exposed to the virus. It's true that the Arms Tech president and decoy octopus were killed by Fox Dye, but Ocelot, myself, and you, the carrier, were apparently unaffected.
A bug in the virus's programming?
Could be. In any case, if it doesn't kill you, then I'm not worried either. After all, our genetic code is identical.
So it's true, you and I are...
Yes, twins. But we're not ordinary twins. We're twins linked by cursed genes. Les enfants terribles. You're fine. You got all the old man's dominant genes. I got the flawed recessive genes. Everything was done so that you would be the greatest of his children. The only reason I exist is so they could create you.
I was the favorite, huh?
That's right. I'm just the leftovers of what they used to make you. Can you understand what it's like to know that you're garbage since the day you were born? But I'm the one Father chose.
So that's why you're so obsessed with Big Boss. Some warped kind of love.
Love? It's hate! He always told me I was inferior, and now I'll have my revenge! You should understand me, brother. You killed our father with your own hands! You stole my chance for revenge! Now I'll finish the work that Father began. I will surpass him! I will destroy him!
You're just like Naomi.
Well, I'm not like you! Unlike you, I'm proud of the destiny that is encoded into my very genes! Yeah!
Snake, your blood will be the first to be spilled by this glorious new weapon. Consider it an honor, a gift from your brother. Now I'll show you the power of the weapon that will lead us in the 21st century.
It's moving.
Yeah, you don't say.
How do I stop it?
Could that machine gun be any more suggestive? The one, like, kind of between his legs at the bottom. Maybe that was intentional, I don't know. Okay, after a quick break, I'm back. Per usual, see what everyone has to say.
God help us. Metal Gear is
God
moving.
help us.
Snake, it's all riding on you now. You've got to stop that thing.
But how?
You'll have to ask Dr. Emmerich, the guy who made it.
Obviously, he's not going to respond. That would be cool if you called Master here, and Liquid just answers, and he provokes you or something. That would be cool.
Snake,
It's the sort of thing you would
Rex's
expect
armor is
Kojima to do.
impregnable. You can't do any damage with the weapons you've got. Rex uses the latest advances in compound armor. The only way you can pierce it is with a high-performance heat round.
So what do I do?
Rex's pilot seat operates exactly like a VR system. It's got multiple sensors connected to a high-tech interface used for the controls. It's completely self-enclosed and shut off from the outside environment.
He's not using his naked eyes?
That's right. So if you could somehow destroy the sensors... Do you see that round plate on Rex's left arm?
Yeah, that thing that looks like a shield.
That's a radome. If you can destroy that thing, it won't be able to use its electronic equipment.
So he'll be blinded.
Yeah, try to hit that radome with a Stinger missile.
So that will stop it?
No. Rex was designed so it can be controlled manually, too.
Oh, great.
The part that looks like a B is where the pilot seat is. In an emergency, it'll open up. Rex's armor is perfect. You can't destroy it.
You told me that already.
But the interior is a different story.
I get it. First I destroy the radome. That will force him to open up the pilot's seat.
Right. If you can shoot a Stinger missile into the cockpit, you'll destroy the computer control system.
Or, you know, the Stinger missile would just flat out kill Liquid.
I think of it as a character flaw. People just aren't complete without some type of character flaw, don't you think?
I guess so. I owe you one, Otacon.
Okay. think she probably just tells you to talk to Articon.
It probably uses some kind of electronic targeting equipment similar to a tank. If you use chaff, you should be able to confuse it for a little while.
Okay, let's do it. Really, my strategy for this boss fight is just spam chaff grenades and shoot it with the stinger launcher. That's really all I do. And we should equip that. Okay. Come on, quick. I can dodge the machine gun, okay, but the only thing I can not dodge is the rocket launchers. Well, unless I use a chaff grenade. To the point where, is it impossible to dodge the rocket launchers? Or the missiles, whatever you want to call them, without using chaff grenades? I don't think I've ever been able to dodge them without chaff grenades. Like, they seem to just, they lock onto you. I'm not sure if there's any way to dodge them at all. Like, it doesn't matter where you're running or how fast you're running, they always hit you if the chaff grenade hasn't blown up. Or actually, I think if you get close to its legs, then the missiles can't hit you. But if you get close to its legs, it's a bit trickier to aim for the radar. And not only that, if you get too close to it, then Metal Gear Rex starts to like stomp on you. And you don't want that to happen. I think the chaff grenade's about to run out. This fight is really tough when you first play it. But I know, you know, like I always say, I've beaten the game a million times, so I know all the strategies and whatnot. That's the last one. Oh wait, there's got a tiny bit left. Quick. Get the rations out.
Did that do it?
Not quite.
Nice try, Snake! Die!
Hurry! Get away!
Great Fox!
The name from long ago. It sounds better than Deep Throat.
So it is you.
You look terrible, Snake. You haven't aged well.
I'll send you back to hell!
Fox, why? What do you want from me?
I am a prisoner of death. Only you can free me.
Fox, stay out of this. What about Naomi? She's hell-bent on taking revenge for you.
Naomi?
You're the only one who can stop her.
No, I can't.
Why?
Because I'm the one who killed her parents. I was young then, and couldn't bring myself to kill her too. I felt so bad that I decided to take her with me. I raised her like she was my own blood to soothe my guilty conscience. Even now, she thinks of me as her brother.
Fox.
From the outside, we might have seemed like a happy brother and sister, but every time I looked at her, I saw her parents' eyes staring back at me. Tell her for me. Tell her that I was the one who did it.
There you are!
We're just about out of time. Here's a final present from Deep Throat. I'll stop it from moving.
Fox!
Martin, stop going online and offline.
In the Middle East, we don't hunt foxes, we hunt jackals. Instead of foxhounds, we use royal harriers.
Fox!
How strong is that exoskeleton of yours? Snake, are you just going to sit by and watch him die?
A cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal.
Destroyed the radome.
Impressive! You are indeed worthy of the codename Fox, but now you're finished!
No! Fire the stinger!
Fox, can you really shoot? You'll kill him too!
Now, in front of you, I can finally die.
I can't do it.
After Zanzibar, I was taken from the battle. Neither truly alive nor truly dead. An undying shadow in a world of light. But soon it will finally end.
If you haven't played the game before, you can't actually shoot by the way. You just have to wait. It's basically a cutscene.
Die! Snake, we're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least I always fought for what I believed in. Snake, farewell.
Man. He prayed for death, and it found him. You see, you can't protect anyone, not even yourself. Die!
Okay, so for this second phase of the fight, I pretty much just use the same strategy. I constantly spam chaff grenades and shoot him with the stinger launcher when I can. It's pretty much exactly the same. Didn't really stand a chance there. The chaff grenade took a while to blow. And speaking of Grey Fox, I've seen a lot of well, you know what Metal Gear Solid fans are like and what everyone is like every time a new Metal Gear game is getting released. Everyone always spouts out these batshit insane theories, and I've seen a lot of people suggesting that we are not playing as Big Boss in the Phantom Pain. I think that's one of the most common theories there is. The fact that the twist of the Phantom Pain will be we're not playing as Big Boss, we're actually playing as Grey Fox the entire time. I've seen some people thinking we might be playing as Solidus as well instead of Big Boss, and they'll reveal it at the very end that you were playing as Solidus all along. You know, that's one of the cool things about what I love about Metal Gear is that the story is so twisty and turny. And the fans are so they're so hardcore and die-hard. Every single time a new Metal Gear game is getting released, everyone always rips the trailers to shreds. Everyone always analyzes the hell out of every trailer released. At this point, I think it's pretty much confirmed that Skullface is dead in the Phantom Pain. Like a lot of people are thinking that Snake or Big Boss kills Skullface really early on in the game, and then. From that point onwards, Skullface is just a hallucination. Because there's no way Skullface is completely in Big Boss's head. Like, he must have existed at one point or another. Because everything he did in Ground Zeroes, unless we're doing a Fight Club twist, which is going to be really lame. I really hope they don't do that. But I think Skullface is real doing Ground Zeroes, but the idea that Big Boss kills Skullface really early on in the Phantom Pain seems like the most plausible theory to me. And you're dead. I have got no rations. I hope that rocket doesn't kill me. Oh. Let's get worried then. If you die on the second phase of the fight, you start in the first phase as well. There's no checkpoint. And also that cutscene where you're looking through the stinger, looking at Grey Fox, is unskippable as well. You can't skip it. So that's especially annoying, having to watch that every time you die. It's all good though.
Sleeping late as usual. A snake.
Liquid, you're still alive.
I won't die as long as you still live.
Too bad. It looks like your revolution was a failure.
Just because you've destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I am done fighting.
Fighting? What are you really after?
A world where warriors like us are honored as we once were, as we should be.
That was Big Boss's fantasy.
It was his dying wish. When he was young, during the Cold War, the world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things, are different now. With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be. We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurns our very existence. You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world gone soft. Conflict will breed conflict. New hatreds will arise. Then, we'll steadily expand our sphere of influence.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't it reason enough for warriors such as us?
I don't want that kind of world.
Ha! You lie! So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing. That's why.
What?
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades?
That was...
I watched your face when you did it. It was filled with the joy of battle.
You're wrong.
There's a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were created to be that way.
Created?